in the world of software requirements and agile. Wonderful attitude, very interesting way of explaining things, making her one of the best speakers to talk about the topics brainstorming session that we are about to have using the Scamper technique for innovation of software. So the floor is yours, Lana. I'm here in the background. Whatever you need, just please let me know.
Thank you, Nariman, for the introduction. And good evening, everyone. Um, what we will discuss today is the new. It's a method for generating new ideas. It's called Scamper, and it's used when you have an existing products or services, and you want to brainstorm. Usually, when we go into brainstorming sessions, sometimes it's difficult for us to come up with new ideas. We are stuck on our ways of thinking, and this is how they are saying sometimes we need to think out of the box. And this method was introduced in the like in the 70s, and it's been going on for so many years. It's a very simple method, and it's about asking the right questions, and there is no right or wrong answer. So the idea is that you have to put everything that you can think of, no judgment. And after that, you start to filter them and think about it. So what we will learn today is how to use this Scamper method or framework in order to generate new ideas for an existing product or services. And later on, we're going to do a kind of activity. We'll split into sorry, Nariman, how many people we have, how many students we have on the session?
For now, we have 25,
Okay.
but we're still having people signing in as you're speaking.
Okay. So what we will do, we can split them into two groups, if possible, or not. Then, if not, we can do just one activity and the second activity after together, all as a group.
Sure.
Okay. So, what is the benefit of? No, why it's here? We don't have uh, title. Okay, no problem. What's this? The benefit of this tool is that it generates new ideas, as I explained before. It's a tool to support divergent thinking. So everyone pitch their ideas. Uh, um, and every idea, it might not be possible to implement it, but this does not mean that it's a bad idea or it's not a good one. Maybe something is good for the time being and could be in 6 months a good one, and it helps us in thinking of the problem and seeing it in a different perspective. Okay, so what Scamper stands for? It has every letter is an acronym for one thing. So we will go through each one of them in details. The first one is substitute. What part of the component I can replace? And it has questions, and that's why we when we think about it, it let us, okay. For example, let's say I want to replace. Let's think of you want to substitute an item in the belt. Instead of making it from leather, you want to make it from plastic. And this is how you're going to substitute. It could be combining two elements or two things that are not usually together. Okay, then you have adapt. How I can adapt this product to a different setup. Modify. Modify can how I can maximize it or minimize it. How can I make it bigger or smaller? Peer is how to I can put it into different use. E for eliminate. What can I take out from this product or this service? And rearrange is how I can rearrange it in a different way. How can I reverse it? Okay. So the idea of it, the notion is that everything exists for everything that we have in life, like most of many things, has been for many years. And what the changes is happening is that these items or products, they change. Like if you think about the TV, when it started, it was black and white. Then it became like color. Then it became thin. Then it became a smart TV. But these changes, how they are happening, it's already something that exists, and we are just building on top of the knowledge that we already have. Any question before I move to the next slide?
Maybe I have a question, just to make it clear for everyone. So what you're saying is the Scamper technique is used to alternate, modify, innovate an existing product.
Correct.
Perfect. Thank you.
Or a service.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah. Like for example, if I will give an example that is far away from, let's say, any business, a process, or a service, or a product. Let's say I wanna be fit. So what can I do if I take Scamper as a way of doing it? What can I substitute? Maybe I can substitute my bad eating habits with a healthier one. If I think about healthier one, what can can I, maybe instead of having, let's say, I love chips. No, nobody like it's like, but I will give it a chips an example. But I'm a person that eats chips. Let's say I will replace a chips with an apple. This is substitute. What can I combine? Can I combine? Uh, can I combine? Let's say sitting on my desk instead of just sitting working on my desk. Can I combine, for example, that I have um a pedal under my chair, like a biking desk, and I keep while I'm working. I bike, so I'm combining my work with my fitness activity. Okay, adapt. Can I adapt something in my environment? Maybe I'm living in like in my house. I don't have a place where I can work out. Maybe I can change a small area in my living room where I can put some kind of weights or a treadmill, and I watch TV while I'm doing it. What can I modify? Maybe I need to modify my routine, or modify my time. Instead of waking up, let's say at 8, I can wake up at 7:30. Can I put something into other use? This will be hard in this example, but let's say if I want to put in the other use, um, let's say I will go out for walking while I'm listening to training videos that is related to my work. Eliminate. What can I take out? I can eliminate. It can be again like maybe some food. I can eliminate my time, my TV time, and I can rearrange or reverse my days in a different way. You see, you can apply it on so many things, in like in the problems that I'm having, on a process, on a product. Did it shed any light what I was explaining?
Yes, perfect. Are you seeing our emojis on your screen for feedback?
No, because I did not connect. I connected on my iPad
Okay.
uh,
All
because
right.
I was working.
No problem. So we were sending you thumbs up that we hear you. So I
Okay.
guess what I'll do is I'll give you more vocal feedback. This way you understand what's going on from our end if you cannot see the emojis.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Nariman. Okay. So now we will go into depth into each one of them. So for substitute, is that what is the parts or the product or the service I can replace? It can be a place, a procedure, people's, or idea. I need to change something for something else. Okay. I will not like here. I have an example. Is that instead of using a real fur, I will replace it by a fake one. Let's say if it's a product of clothing. Okay. Instead of, for example, in warehouse management system, instead of using the instead of using a scanner or my mobile, I can start to speak. I said I want to pick a laptop from the shelf 5 and row 2. Okay. So this is how you do it with the products, with applications. I can combine uh, unrelated ideas, even steps and processes, but sometimes it's not all even unrelated ideas. In our field as an IT, we can combine many things. We can combine artificial intelligence We can combine drones. Let's say, because now I'm working on a warehouse management system, and I was all my day today was in this one. So I might give you example from this section. So let's say I want to move something inside the warehouse, or a warehouse management inside the warehouse. Let's say this warehouse is in the hospital, and I want to move some medication. So instead of moving these medication by someone coming to pick it up, we can move it by a robot. We can move it by a drone. So you can combine different technologies in the same one. You know how, I'm pretty sure, you all know it. You know that, like, now we used to have a cover for the ears, like, let's say, a tissue, and it keeps our ears warm in the winter. But now they combine something else with it. You can have your headset inside this one, and you charge it. So they combine two things, so that you come up with a lot of new products, like, by combining. This is one of the areas that I like, especially in our technology, in IT. You can combine different technologies and mixing them, and you come up with a very innovative solutions or products. Okay, now adapt is how can I adapt this the product that I have to a different environment. For example, I have a watch. This watch could be, let's say, the watch is just it reads the time. But if I want to adapt it to scuba diving, what do I need to do? If I want to use this watch in running or swimming or jogging, so I take the same product that I have, and I use it in a different uh, setup environment. For example, if I have, let's say, we were working on a where we were working in something for the operations rooms in the hospitals. We needed to adapt our monitors and our procedures according to how the nurse was working inside the operation room. She doesn't have enough space. We cannot let her have two screens, and in that way we came up with a different solution. Modify the existing, by making it larger or smaller. For example, this is like a different one. Let's say, you remember we used to have the Kit Kat only. Maybe you are all young, but Kit Kat used to be like two thin pieces, two only pieces. They came with a new product, which is the four pieces. So they modified an existing one. If I add mint to it, I'm combining the Kit Kat with another flavor. So, but the modify is usually about maximizing, changing color, shape of the existing product. Put to other use. So, um, this product that I have, can I use it in a different way? An example for this one that is not related to technology, baking soda. If each one of you think about how many areas I can use the baking soda in, it's amazing. It's a product of a multi-purpose. It's the same how they did when they created when they was like the photocopies. It was only started as a as a printers. Then they became fax machines. Then became photocopiers. Then you can make. Then they eliminate them altogether. So you can have the same product as it is. Sometimes you can put it into another use, like paper clips. I can come up with different ways of using it. Eliminate, it's removing a major function or a service or a product totally from my application. Um, in this way, like if you look at the new laptops now, like most of them, they don't have CDs and DVDs. I can eliminate as well from my product a new feature or a feature that I had or a functionality that is taking a lot of effort to maintain it, bug fixing, support. So it's sometimes it's good to eliminate, not only just to add in new things. And rearrange or a reverse. If I rearrange, let's say, um, my modules in my application in a different way, if I arrange the screens in a different way, will it streamline the process? Will it minimize the errors of the users? So this is what we can think of. Okay. And now I think about something came to my mind about the modify. If you think as well, because modify, sorry, into the minimize and maximize combine, is the iPad, iPod, and the mini iPad is the same is the same device, but has different sizes, and each one of them as a product has a different use and different customers. Any questions so far?
I have two questions.
Sure.
From the chat, I haven't read any questions. My first question in the substitute, can it be a technology substituting a person? So the substitute can be anything. It doesn't have to be on the same scale. It doesn't have to be technology for technology, person for another person. It can be cross-functional.
Exactly,
Okay.
correct.
And my second question is, who uses Scamper? Is it the developers? Is it the whole dev team in general? And at what point, let's say after a release of a product, that we would want to use Scamper?
I would say like you can have different timing for it. One, it can be on a cadence like a regular timing. Let's say let's say if a company they have a product and they release the product every 6 months. They have two major releases by year. If they can do this one after every release, based on the feedback after a release in a couple of months, after when they get the feedback from the customers with the problems they are facing. Another one is that once you have from the customers the feedback, it's by ideas or by complaints or by problems they are facing. It as well it can kick this kind of activity. Sometimes it's from the support cases. You have so many. You have an area in the application that is getting a lot of issues and negative feedback from the users. This is when it is used. Now, who's going to use it? If it depends on the company. If they have like they have Scrum teams, engineering teams that are working with combined with the product manager, or the product managers product team, they are isolated from the Scrum. So it depends, but ideally I would say that if you combine the product team with the engineering team, the agile team, the development team, it will be better. You will have more ideas to generate, and at the same time you even can involve customers
Perfect. Thank you, Lana. That was clear.
or end users if they. Okay, so how it is used. First, we take an existing product and we look at the areas we want to improve. And we need to identify the areas of improvement. Whether it was because, like I was saying, it was because of feedback, because it's been like we have technical depth, it's an area that we want to revamp. It's slow, the performance is not as well as we wish, so we can change it. Then we look at the down of we. This is something I will send to you, Nariman, and then you can circulate it to the. I don't have it ready for now,
No
but
problem.
you have a document where you have list of questions for each element of the Scamper. So you can go through all of these questions one by one. So you, like you say, you dedicate time, you focus your time. Let's say a half a session or half an hour a session only on eliminate, and then another one on, let's say, combine, and you go through the questions and you generate all the ideas. And from there you can start to say that, okay, if we, because you can have many ideas, but which one of them are viable, like viable from the point of view of we can come up with a, let's say, a technology that is very costly. We cannot afford it now. Maybe it's not viable because we need to change a lot of infrastructure in the application, that it will take us like 1 year. So we can start doing the changes, but it will not happen until we 1 year and a half from now, let's say. Then um, we took and the good ideas, we come up with them, and we deep dive to see exactly how we're going to implement it. By doing the design, maybe we can do prototyping, evaluate it with the end users before we release. Any question?
So far, it seems good.
Oh, it's an easy, really, when you think of it, it's like it's an easy methodology or a framework, but it has a very good, like very good results, like, and it's proven. So now we will try to do it by ourselves. We will pick two products that are not IT, and we can take like 20 minutes to come up with it. With like each group will can go with through the Scamper, the all the letters, and generate from these two products different ideas for innovation. Okay. Is it possible we can split into two different groups, Nariman, or we
Yeah,
stick all together?
I can send them on breakout rooms,
Yes.
but we need to give them these instructions that you showed. So I'm trying to take screenshots of this slide, how to use Scamper. And then maybe if I can have the original slide that shows what Scamper stands for, and I'll upload them to the chat.
Okay, perfect.
Maybe also the students can say if they want to work as one large group here, where we all talk together, or if they would prefer to go to a breakout room. Maybe you can give me your response in the chat. We have a quiet group. I guess maybe we can hang out here
Okay.
for them, since it's probably very new to them. Oh, okay, because they're muted. Sorry. Uh, yeah, they want to see the instructions again. They prefer to just be able to speak. I think maybe what we can do um, is we can give everybody the rights to speak, Mateos and Urum, and then we just kindly ask you guys if it's possible just to turn on your mic when you have a question or have something to say, so that we don't cause chaos during the conference.
And we can raise the hands. So not
You can
let's.
see their hands. You
No, I
can.
cannot. You are the one who's in the
Okay,
hand.
so then I will continue to moderate for you. No problem. I'll let you know.
Thank you.
I just want feedback from Urum and Mateus. Is it possible to give?
Yeah, we're actually
You're working
allowing
on
the
it?
mic. Yeah, we're working on allowing the mics now.
Okay, perfect. So we'll take a minute just to do that. In the meanwhile, I'm not sure which slide is preferable for you to show all the time, Lana, so that they kind of see the steps, and you guide us, please, through the steps of what do you want us to do and how. Sounds good?
Yes.
All right, so the mic's rights are coming. Um, so can you explain to us in the meanwhile, what is it that you wanted us to do?
Yeah. We will now. I will give you. We will start by one product, and we will need to come up with a new way of modifying this product. We
Okay,
will
great.
generate ideas, and maybe as well, if you would like, they can put the ideas when we go into substitute. We can have everyone can write it like
In
text
the chat.
text it. Yes.
Okay,
So we
perfect.
will have the different ones, and we will see how we come up with a different substitute for it.
Okay, wonderful. Great idea.
So you
So
let me know when you are ready.
you can explain to us the first product.
Okay, so the first product will be a toothbrush, our normal toothbrush. How we can come up with a new product ideas for it. So we will start by substitute.
That's a tough one.
So what? Let's say, think about it. When we have, I wish I can see you like guys, but let's say we have the toothbrush. What is the its component? We have the bristles in the one that we have. Then we have the plastic, the hand that we hold when we want to brush our teeth. Correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Is there anything we can substitute from these components?
Somebody said to use mouthwash. So they completely actually eliminated the whole toothbrush. So they didn't do substitute. They jumped right away to eliminating the whole product.
It could be. This is we can. Yes, it's a good idea. So we will put it. It's by
Okay.
eliminating. So we are not going to substitute, but now we want to focus on the substitute of the of the of
Of
the products.
Scamper.
Yes,
Okay. So for
of the product
substitute, who
itself.
has ideas, guys? I think the Bristol. So you want to change, you want to substitute the Bristol, the bristles, you mean, the
Bristles. Yes,
bristles?
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Buy a new toothbrush because apparently we should buy a new toothbrush every month. Yes. You make it electric. This is another, but is that substitute? I'm
No,
not
it's
sure,
not
John.
substitute.
Exactly. So substitute, as Lana explained earlier, is you have a component in it, in the product that you need to completely substitute for something else or service.
If we can.
Electric bristles. Okay, so he's
Yes.
saying substitute the regular bristles to electric bristles. Sorry, Ayush is saying that.
Okay, this is one way of doing it. Another one, if like I can, what about the material? Instead of having having it from plastic, can I
Wood.
do it from wood so it
Yeah,
becomes more environment friendly?
exactly. Absolutely.
Uh, Again, as well, like can I substitute the bristles by something else, and why?
Let's see what the improving the brushing surface. A sensor that can map your brushing method and provide feedback to improve your technique. So we're gonna get an AI brush.
This is I love this one, and this is could be by if like combining. We are combining two different things
Hmm.
together, and we are combining another technology. So we are combining the sensors and mapping like with the we need to have like a map of not a map but like a kind of x-ray of the mouth and how we are brushing so we can see we can reproduce the
It's
movement.
intelligence. Yeah, it can give
Yes.
us feedback whether we are brushing properly or not. And
You see, I love the ideas.
yeah,
Keep
yeah,
it going, guys.
it's like when they integrated intelligence for soccer players, right? To see how they're scoring a goal and what's the better technique. It's now we're using it for tooth brushing. Okay, replacing the handle with an electric handle warmer for people with cold hands. That's amazing.
Yes,
I would use that,
me too.
especially in winter, Patrick. And maybe in summer, it becomes cooled hands. What do you think? Would that be substituting?
Yes, yes, yeah.
Okay, all right,
Another
wonderful.
idea that I love. Okay, let's now go to the combine. What can we combine two things together with the toothbrush to make it like new product?
One end it's a toothbrush, the other end it's a hairbrush. I'm just joking.
Why not?
Or a mirror or something. Or the toothpaste. Maybe you can plug in the toothpaste um, so that they're both together. Or yeah, the floss and the brush. I think that exists though, no? The
It,
floss and the brush already.
the toothpaste, you can, there are some toothbrushes where you can put the toothpaste and you can start squeezing, and
Okay,
especially
okay,
for,
okay. All right. Yeah, that's what people are saying. Water
yeah.
flosser and the brush, or combining the toothbrush with toothpaste or mouthwash, like a dispenser.
Yes, awesome. I like the two ideas. You are getting it, guys.
Okay.
Okay, now adapt.
What other ideas from elsewhere can we alter or adapt?
Because we want to use the, maybe like it's using the toothbrush in a different environment, a different, I want, let's say like if I go to scuba diving and I want to brush, it's possible, but I'm going into another, like in the sea, uh, uh, like what we were saying before, it's in the winter and summer, something like toothbrush to be adapted to something uh, to do elsewhere.
You know, if I don't know if it can be. I know I'm going crazy with this thought now, but I mean, a lot of people like to bring their toothbrushes to work or to school so that they can brush their teeth after they eat for because they are in their workplace or schools for a long day. So maybe if it can plug into a phone and hide, or um, into a purse or something like that. I just don't know how.
It doesn't matter the how, because the how we enter the design. So this is a very good thing that you mentioned, Nariman. The ideas, every idea is a valid idea. And it's good to throw different ideas, because this is how the discussions start. So don't because me, like this idea, what you are saying is really great one.
Okay, thank you. I don't see from people. I think they're thinking how to adapt it. I think they're dreaming big right now. You know, if it can be
Yeah.
a remote control and a joystick and a brush.
Well, we
Toothbrush is modified to become foldable. Yeah, exactly. So
yeah,
if
we could have a scenario where we have chewable toothpaste, or capsules that have the toothbrush hole inside, so you
ah,
just chew it and it just washes your mouth.
so
I like it.
gum. So
Yeah.
you're combining gum, I guess, and toothbrush. Lana,
Yeah.
does that work?
Yes, this is like the first section of it is adapting. Like what we are doing is that, you remember, if we say you, because you mentioned a use case or a scenario where people, they would like to use their to brush their teeth when they are at work. So if this is the case, and I want to be discreet, so instead of carrying my toothbrush and toothpaste, or because I don't want to have my purse full of many things, and we have the let's say the toothpaste comes into a kind of like size of a pill, something that I can put inside my mouth and starts to have the foam, and then I brush my teeth. So in this way, you adapted the product to a different like to the context that you want to use it in, which is great as well.
I have a great suggestion here from Laura. She says toothbrush shape with a fan for the summer.
You are adapting it, yes. So so let's now move to the modify. It's by maximizing and minimizing the toothbrush.
Would here the ideas that people gave about folding be considered modifying because you're minimizing,
Yes,
let's say, the size, even though we looked at it as adapting, but would it be also called modifying?
it can be. Many of them, it can fall in different categories. It's not always, it's not like a clear cut usually.
Okay. Other ideas, guys, to how you can modify the to maximize it or minimize it?
You can make it to be like finger gloves with the brush teeth on them to make it discreet.
What do you mean, Urum?
So instead of having the real brush, so you get the head and and you can just fit it in your fingers to use it at work if you don't want to carry the head.
Ah, yes. Oh, that's brilliant. Okay. Yes, I see what you mean. It reminds me of those jelly things that we stretch and pull when we're stressed. So you can have the handle of the toothbrush
Exactly,
fit
exactly.
in a finger or something, and people think they, you can be more discreet about, I guess, brushing your teeth. Diptesh says the bristles have in built-in toothpaste.
And
Okay.
they dispense.
Built-in toothpaste. So then are you changing the bristles every time? The toothpaste liquid is fitted in the toothbrush. Okay, so you're talking about the idea of the squeezable or dispenser. It says another idea from John, you can put a hinge in the middle of the brush so that you can fold it, and you can add a cover attachment at the end of the toothbrush so you can cover your brush after you're done. Okay,
Nice.
yeah. Laura says, sorry, what do you mean about maximizing it? Is it about the shape or about the effectiveness of the product?
I will give you an example because I was thinking of actually of my dad, and he's now reaching an old age. His grip on his hands is not the same. So if we have a toothbrush that is big, so that it's very easy for an old person to hold it, because the small one you need to have to close fully your hand. So in this way, we are maximizing the size of it, or I can minimize the size of it to a small one so a child can um, have it a child size.
Mhm. You bring an excellent point, Lana, actually, because you're just bringing back our attention to the personas who use our service or our product. That whenever we are substituting or combining or adapting, we need to consider all our users sometimes, maybe, or not all our users, and focus maybe on specific groups of people that are using the product. So it's good. Thank you for letting us know.
Because this is as well, like, to coming to your point, Nariman, is sometimes is that even the same product, by changing the context, the where it's used, by adapting it to a different environment, it becomes a new product. If I do it for a different persona or a different end user, it becomes another one.
Hmm.
So in this way, we keep on building the same product um,
For
for
different users.
different users, different markets, different locations.
Yeah, very true. And sometimes we might think we're building something for a certain type of users and find out that it's also beneficial for other people for different reasons. There's a hand up, I think. Diptesh, I think, wants to explain uh, the idea.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
exactly. That's why I raised my hand for. So, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, very well, thank you. Go ahead.
Great. So, I wanted to uh, put combine into usage. Like, people generally buy toothpaste and toothbrush differently. Why don't we give the consumers a toothbrush which has um, the toothpaste inside it, and all you have to do is just press a button and it automatically applies on your bristles, something like that. Like, it'll be an expensive product, but still it's a combination of two things. And the way you could actually put the toothpaste inside the toothbrush is, since every toothbrush is uh, approximately two hand, like, how do I explain this? Like, it's a stick basically, right? So it must be hollow from inside. Some toothpaste might not be hollow. So um, the I don't know if I'm putting my words together correctly or making sense, but
Yeah, it is. It's just my question to you, maybe just to clarify something. Are you saying that in your opinion, the this the idea of just what did you refer to it as, combine or
yeah, combining.
modify? Okay, so are you saying that for you it's just enough to combine, nothing else matters? Like that is good enough to make the positive good change, or?
Maybe we're eliminating, we're not, in this way, we are eliminating toothpaste and the packaging cost of toothpaste, or maybe production cost of toothpaste. We are actually just combining the toothpaste and the toothbrush together into one product so that people don't have to buy two different things.
Okay,
It's, yeah, that's
thank
what.
you. Lana?
Yeah, it's a good one. A good idea, especially even though you were saying about it, it's like a stick. So instead of having this stick, it's all plastic. If they can make it empty from inside and you fill it with the toothpaste and it becomes a squeezable, why not?
Exactly, you got me correct.
Yes.
That's what I'm.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, so now we can move to the put to other use. Can I use the toothbrush for something else? Maybe let's think about it as it is as a toothbrush, or as well if we can, we did adapt, modify, combine. If I do some of these and I can alter it in a way and I can put it in a different use. Let's start with the first scenario. As it is, can I use the toothbrush for something else?
There, actually, Zoran just wrote something that could probably, I'm not sure if it applies to put to other use. So he's saying, why not use the toothpaste with magnetic bristles so that it attaches itself to the plaque and then help it come off. So you're not just cleaning your teeth, you're also attacking plaque and removing it. Of course, if it is safe. I'm not sure
Yes.
putting I'm not sure about the magnetic part of it, how safe that is, but I see your point. Would that be considered put it to other use?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so Coleman says, since it's a hygiene product, it's hard for me to see it being used in any other way. I guess it doesn't, it's not, well, um, I can tell you that I use toothbrushes sometimes after they've expired in use for teeth just to clean, like for cleaning really tiny surfaces and stuff like that. So would that be considered put it to other use? It could be used for,
Yes.
okay,
Exactly. Because this
but
is as
not at the
well.
same time, not when I'm using it to clean my teeth.
No, not at the same time. And this is like, can you imagine, like, you are buying, someone mentioned that you need to change it every month or every 3 months, whatever the toothbrush. So can you imagine how many toothbrushes that, and this is a problem. Like, if you think how many, like, how, like, if we have 7 billion people on this earth, and these 7 billion people are using a toothbrush from plastic, and they are using it and changing it, let's say minimum, let's say once per year. Can you imagine the amount of that it's for only for one, I'm saying 1 year. Let's say we have different types of people how they are using it, but 7 billion toothbrush by year of plastic, and it's only used for this. How we need to think about how we can use them for something else.
You know what,
Yeah.
Lana?
Yeah.
The brainstorming we're doing is helping as we're all speaking and people pitching ideas for ideas to actually come to mind. So for example, now based on what you just said and what I heard, I'm thinking of a toothbrush that is foldable, but you know where the bristles are?
Yes.
That is a hollow area that magnetically allows you to connect or somehow to just always buy the bristles block. So you buy the block, you add it to your toothbrush, and then you throw it out whenever you're done, and then it's kind of like rechargeable.
Yes, and now, and yes, exactly. And now, why we don't have one like this until now?
Because nobody used Scamper and had this brainstorming session.
You see, I would tell you something else about how to put it in use. You were mentioning that you clean stuff in it, okay? You know what I use? I use the toothbrush for after on the bike. You know where we the chain, and we need to
Yeah,
oil
yeah,
it.
you're right. You're right. You're right.
So I keep this one to use it on to move the oil on the chain of the bike. This is one of
That's
the
good.
things.
That's very smart. And somebody in the chat mentioned that it's Coleman that it's used also for cleaning shoes, which is, yes, very true.
Yeah.
We can include a smaller brush that can be attached in order to brush your eyelash. That's for,
This
that's for the
combined.
female or the women gender who are interested. Yes,
Yes,
Patrick. It's great to hear it from you.
yes. This is combining,
Yes, that's very true. That's the second point, combining.
and
But you
why not?
see, we went this far in our conversation to kind of be able now to go back to even combining and come up with an idea.
Yes, and it's not only like straightforward. I go from the S until the R. You can go because as we are generating ideas, we start to come up with more that whatever it fits, it doesn't matter as long as it's a new way of doing it.
That makes sense. I wonder why, sorry, just working with Agile and Scrum, I wonder why not even apply it for building solutions. So let's say after the team during a sprint is discussing the user story and the tasks, to be more efficient, why not say, is this the best way we can build it? Can we do something else? Like go through Scamper. I guess it's just that it becomes more costly to companies if for every user story we would have to do that, right?
You like I would say I like your idea, Nariman, but I would say I won't do it on a story level, but on a feature or an epic level.
Okay, got you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because otherwise it becomes really time consuming.
Yes, but like if we are working on a feature, upcoming feature. Honestly, I did not try it, but now you put the idea in my head. I will see if I can fit it for. It could be a part of, because now we don't have the product, but it's like it can be a part of the design session,
Yeah,
and challenging the idea that we come with, how we can substitute part of it or combine or go through all these
that's true.
yes,
Please give me feedback. I'm
I
I'm
will.
intrigued.
Okay, so now we will move to the one is which the E, to eliminate. What can we eliminate from the toothbrush? Uh, so we can, but sometimes that's why I say so we can do something. So it's usually what we do is that either I am providing a value, or or I wanna get rid of a problem or a challenge I'm having. So, and for all the questions, it's always about providing a value. Usually it's value. If we talk about the value, it can be the value proposition of the product. I want to increase it. So each one of these, if I want to eliminate something, how I can increase the value proposition of my product. So
What do you
here,
guys
what I
think?
can eliminate from my toothbrush, um,
What do you guys think? What can we eliminate from the toothbrush? Well, when we said we could take off the handle and replace it with something else, we kind of used what you said, two concepts of eliminating, kind of like hit two birds with one stone. We
yes,
eliminated the handle because we substituted, let's say, for that uh, gel to fit in the finger, or right? Or if we
Right.
take out the bristles that are always there fixed and we replace them with rechargeable, not rechargeable, but like replaceable bristles, then that would be eliminating fixed bristles, I guess.
Yep. And even we can eliminate, like now when you were talking, I just thought about something like when you, like for the people who goes for backpacking, usually they try to eliminate the what they are carrying so they can reduce the the weight of their backpack. So some of the backpackers, they go to the extreme that they cut their toothbrush, they break it into half so that they don't have to carry, like even 1 gram can make a difference for them.
That's why Urum's idea of eliminating the toothbrush and making it uh, gum, like, I don't know what we can call it, Urum, gum brushing or brushing gum.
Brushing gum will be fine.
Yes. And if you think about it as well, there is something here that is missing. If I take, let's say, backpacker as my uh, end users, okay, and I look at them and I say, what? Let's say there's another method or something we use for ideation or for collecting requirements for a new product called the jobs to be done. Okay, so for jobs to be done, if I'm a backpacker and I want to brush my teeth and I want to say what are the jobs that I want to have, I'm just giving you an example. I want something that doesn't have that has minimum weight. That when it is cold at the night and I need to go out of my tent and it's freezing like -10, I want to brush my teeth with in a way that I don't even have to because I need to rinse my toothbrush at the end, so water will come to my hands and I will freeze. I
Mhm.
want a toothbrush that the toothbrush and the toothpaste are combined in a way. And because I'm backpacking every day, I have to put my toothbrush, close it, and when it is closed most of the day, it's only when I take it out only to brush my teeth. It can grow some mold on it or something because of humidity and closed, not co- so how can I come up with a new toothbrush for this type of persona or this market?
I was just gonna completely break the idea and say use miswak, but let's just stay let's stay relevant to the real world where you have this concept that already naturally exists to clean teeth, and this way you don't need water or anything. But I guess, yeah,
Nariman,
you're absolutely right. I see your point.
and Nariman, you came up with a brilliant one. This is the exact elimination. We eliminated the toothbrush
Completely.
completely, and
And
we
use the
came up with
plant,
something.
use
Yes,
natural plant. Yeah.
yes. Nice one.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, how we can rearrange or reverse? Think about the toothbrush, how it is arranged. Can we rearrange it in a different way that it will become a new product that solves a solve a problem or bring a new value?
If you put the bristles in the middle, this way kids or older people can hold on to the toothbrush from both ends and just brush up and down. I
Or
really don't know.
sideways.
Yeah, that one is a bit tough for me. I don't know. How about you guys? Don't fall asleep on us. Come on. We are making your gray the gray matter in your brains work. No, no feedback for that one, Lana.
Okay.
We either lost them or they can't come up with any ideas.
It is a
It's
hard one.
difficult. I agree. For me too, I find for this one it's difficult.
It is like sometimes you cannot reverse or like how I'm gonna reverse. Let's say if I'm thinking about the watch, how I'm gonna reverse it. Like oh, maybe reverse it or rearrange it. Does it make a difference if someone is brushing their teeth in their right hand and left hand? Do I need to reverse uh, something in the handheld part of it? Maybe.
Hmm.
I'm not sure, but this is the only thing I can think of.
Hmm.
Okay, so this is how. So, any questions about how we can use this method for generating ideas?
It seems for now, no. They're
Okay,
putting their thumbs up that it's okay.
thank you. Okay, so now what we can do is that how can we use it for an existing application that you have? Like, do you have any area in, like, let's say in the registration or in the changing courses or booking a mentor or what, any area, so we can see the application and we start to look at all, and you have an area that you would like to go through the Scamper on it?
You mean like course registration or registration in general as a feature in any software?
We can do it in any software or in your environment, whatever you feel more comfortable in.
What kind of feature, guys, do you use regularly that you'd like to see how Scamper can be used to modify? Maybe write me in the chat, or do you want to see something like what Lana mentioned, a feature in Omnivox um, for registration, course registration, or registration in general? Maybe we can do registration because now I don't think, actually, I don't think they can. Uh, I don't think they can register for the courses. A push notification on your smartphone for canceled classes would be nice. You're supposed to get that already if you register for that service. You're supposed to get a message telling you that classes are canceled. So maybe you guys, because you're at the end of the students, you can say, how does it work? Oh, not anymore. Oh, see, we didn't know. As a teacher, I didn't know. Maybe my colleagues here, I see some teachers are here, so I don't know if they knew that already. So maybe we could do that. What do you think, Lana? The students are saying they would like to have a feature. So we're supposed to have a feature already that is that's supposed to alert the students to get a notification when a teacher cancels class.
Okay.
Uh, but it exists already, but they're saying that it's not doing what it's supposed to do.
Okay. So usually what we do is that, like, I'm not sure how familiar you are, but like when we have the design thinking, usually we have the problem, we converge and diverge on the problem, and then we converge and diverge on the solution or the new idea that we come up with. So we use a Scamper on the divergent or conversion of the new ideas that we come up with. But before we start, since we are going to do it on an existing application that you have, we need to list all the problems and come up with the most important, or the most important problem that you want to solve. Because why if you don't get your cancellation, it's an issue for you, because maybe we are solving the symptom but not the root cause of this problem. So if I don't get a notification for a canceled class, what does it create for me? A challenge.
Yes. Actually, they want another topic even more. Sorry. Is that
Okay,
okay?
no problem. No, it's
They,
good. It's good.
I kind of can tell them why this happens, but the business value of why it's done. But regardless, let's treat it like an issue. So they don't like the fact that when they sign on Omnivox and there's a survey that needs to be completed, that they cannot bypass. So this is a feature that they would like to change. They
Say it
cannot
again.
access, so they cannot access Omnivox. They cannot access, let's say, their classes, their assignments, and so forth, unless they fill out a survey. So Omnivox has this feature where there are surveys sometimes that are asked of teachers or students to fill out, and to force to force it on the users, they don't let you go to do to access your tools and so forth until you finish the survey. So they want to see if it's possible to find a way to get around that.
Okay, let's think about it. What can we, how we can substitute this survey with something else?
So guys, this is your time to tell us. Maybe I can raise this issue with the school. How would you prefer to have the option of filling surveys? Because maybe the problem is that the way they do it that way, because if they don't do it that way, you will not do the survey. I think maybe that's the problem to start with.
Maybe as a substitute instead, like the survey now, because is this, how many questions do you have in the survey usually?
It depends. They're not supposed to be long surveys. They might take a few minutes, but still, if they have an exam or they have a last minute assignment and they waited till the last minute to access Omnivox, it becomes really problematic.
Okay, so can I substitute it? Like, let's say, can we do a substitution for it? Is that instead of having, let's say, 5 questions, it becomes less? Could be a substitution.
Maybe substitution can be that they have a way to, there's a button that says, I have an exam, and maybe they're allowed one time or two times to get away with that before it becomes forced. Is that possible?
Yes, it can be. I have an exam, I have an assignment that I need to submit, and then it's reactivate again. This is a substitution.
Yeah, reactivate again, and maybe it only allows them to, maybe they don't need to say the reason, but they have three. I think they already, I'm not sure, guys, you let us know. Do you have the ability to bypass it already a few times and then it's forced on you, or it's forced on you right away? Um, Remind me later today option. Yeah, that's good. Yes, we do. You do have the ability to bypass it a few times. Maybe it's connected with the schedule and assignments to the platform. Okay, so they're saying that it allows them to bypass it a few times already. So that's not good enough. Sometimes only. Okay. So maybe we can allow them to use Lana, like the button for an exam or
Yes.
assignment a few times and say, remind me later.
Maybe we can substitute remind me later because of I promise to do it later.
Ah, yes, yes. So then if you promise to do it later and you don't, then it is forced. It's imposed. Does that make sense, guys? Is that fair enough? Okay, they seem to like that.
Okay, so now we can think about what we can combine together with the same like, can I combine this survey with something else that will help or eliminate your problem?
I was gonna make a joke that it's already filled in.
Nice one. Why not?
It's
If,
it's
if,
it already, like, the default settings are there. Happy, 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 and then you submit.
nice one. We can
Solution.
combine two features. If does the system knows that you have exam coming, or it knows that if you have an assignment due date?
Now that's making things more complicated because it
Because
has to go verify your schedule and
yes,
so it has to work with other features, right?
exactly. So I'm combining that. I know if I have, it becomes like this. If I have an exam, and I have an assignment due, and these are the two reasons that the students are allowed to bypass this survey, then they don't even, it doesn't show. So I'm eliminating the whole survey for them. But if not, it means that I will not eliminate it. You are forced to fill it in, no matter what, because
But that's but that's what they're saying in the chat. They're all saying, let's just eliminate it altogether and everybody will be happy.
so this is could be combining. We are combining two features or combining. Uh, we can combine this with something else. Like, do you like maybe for example, the way you are typing, if you are excited about logging into your application, it might say, ah, this person seems like the way they are, like it becomes like artificial intelligence with the way we are. I'm typing inside this class, it says that I'm happy. But if I'm like punching my keyboard like tish, tish, like this, it means that you already got the answer for this. So I'm combining two things that has nothing to do with each other to gauge how I'm feeling about this class.
Okay. You know, I just got an idea. If we can maybe combine it with a point system, people who fill out the survey right away, right after it's published, maybe, I don't know, they get certain points.
Awesome.
For maybe, I don't know, you know, leadership boards that now are happening across different platforms. Maybe students get points that they can claim afterwards for coupons for something. So basically you're rewarding them for filling surveys.
Exactly. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I think that would be something that then people feel like, oh, I want to be the first one to fill the survey. So we move completely from negative emotion to positive emotion.
Very nice one. Okay. I like it a lot, this one, actually. Adapt. How we can adapt it, uh, uh, like, is there another, maybe another tool, another timing, and another environment? Can I use it, let's say, on the mobile, but I can use it on the laptop at the same time? Can I say maybe it's adapted by saying I cannot get my marks. We will not ask the students to fill in all the survey until the last minute. If they don't fill it, they don't get their marks on this class, let's say.
Uh, I think, I don't know. For me, ethically, as a teacher, I would feel bad to do that.
No, no, I'm
No,
just
no, I know. But I am thinking like because I know in some places they do that. That is how it's done. So you take away something at kind of. No, I don't want to say punish, but if the end user does not perform a task a certain way, you then hold back on giving them certain features, right? So I see the. But for example, we see that, let's say, if a student doesn't pay their tuition after many, let's say, reminders or whatever, then they are blocked. So you prefer to block them? I didn't quite get, Lana, like the
No, no, not to block them. It's like I'm
not
just
to
throwing
see their
ideas
grade.
of how we can adapt
Okay.
the survey in a different environment, different timing, different place, different medium. Is it? It's on the laptop. It's on the mobile. So I was just throwing
Ah,
ideas for
yes.
the student.
Okay. So that they can present the survey differently. They brought up a good point actually about the incentives, that I was mentioning that they can collect points and stuff like that, but they said that which is very true, that for certain types of surveys, the students need to remain anonymous. So then that might not work. We would need to find a way around it. I agree. Um, so now we're talking about adapting, you said?
Yes.
Okay, adapting. We could reward students that answer surveys by removing an absence on their profile. You guys become very creative when it comes to your to your rights.
What if we put buttons when now we are all remote, but let's say, or virtual. I don't know if you are back to the school or not yet. But let's say if I have two buttons, a smiley face, neutral face, and three buttons: neutral,
Mhm.
happy, and red. And everyone who enters into the class can click on each one of them, and this collects and give the feedback to the college.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean,
So instead of using the app, using it on stops me from doing what I need to do as on the system. It's the opposite. It doesn't stop me from anything, and we adapted because they need the feedback, the college, but we adapted this collecting the information instead of collecting it through the online. We have it,
platform.
let's say, on the application we use to log into the class by having the faces.
Yeah, so we use a simpler format that's more visual to collect the data. Yeah, that could
Yes.
be it's an option.
Okay, so we will move to modify, like maximize or minimize, and maybe it's related to what we talked about, maximizing the, like minimizing the number of questions, minimizing the data we collect, minimizing or the default values.
Don't tell anyone I said that. Now put to other use.
Yes, how we can put the survey to another use, like, or it's not the survey by itself, is the data that wants to be, like, this feedback is collected for a reason, and it's needed. Otherwise it will not, I hope it will not be there if it's not needed. So can this data or this survey, we can use it, uh, maybe this one will be difficult. How can I use it in a different way? uh,
Yeah, because there's already a purpose for every survey. Some is, let's say, we want to know students' opinions about certain services so we can get better, right? Sometimes it's about teachers' appreciation or evaluation. Sometimes, so there's different reasons for the surveys, but the data is always used for other purposes, um, to make decisions about certain situations.
okay, maybe this one will be difficult to come, at least for me now, because I don't have the full context to come up
The
with
only
ideas.
thing I can think of is what we said earlier, is that we can maybe see how many students actually respond fast, how many students respond later, and maybe just do some statistics about, um, if it's first year students versus second versus third year, male, female, like all these types of things, students in computer science versus students in fashion, like maybe pull out other types of data like that to see the psychology of a person who tends to respond fast to those surveys or not. I don't know, maybe I'm
Yes,
wrong, but I mean that's the only way I could see it being put to other use.
it's a very good idea, especially if you combine it as well, even if you do like some interviews with them, like why they are answering fast. It's, and to see what's their motive compared to the one that they don't want to answer, and why they as well, their motive for not answering. So this can help very much. uh, and this one, we know what we can eliminate. The whole thing.
The whole product.
No, yes. Rearrange it or reverse it. And this is maybe as well, it was like to put it, instead of putting it in the beginning of the, in the beginning of the class, in opposite, doing it at the end, doing it in the middle, before, maybe like whenever we have any exam, we don't have the survey coming at that moment and we reverse it. It's always after exams, for example, the timing of it.
Perfect.
So, so this is how is the Scamper method. And just to close on, like this is what we went through. We understood how it's the Scamper is used, when it is used, and how we can use each one of these of the letters of it. Uh, I was thinking to split into three different groups before, to have one for the watch, one for spoon and pencil, and I came up with a totally different one, the toothbrush. And together we scrubbed on an application. I hope it was useful for all of you. So,
Thank you,
if you have
Lana.
any questions, let me know.
Thank you so much. Like I learned, I've never heard of this concept before. So I think I was one of the most active students, participants in the workshop. um, great job. Thank you, Lana. And do you guys have any feedback, any questions for Lana before we close the workshop? They are saying thank you. It was informative. Thank you very much. Really good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody's just saying thank you. And thank you. Great information. Learned a lot. I think, Lana, we need to sign you up for that ideation workshop to take a project. Int is working on a project, actually. I'd like to invite you, like we did once in Salle Jean-Paul Marat for a previous tech week, and go through the ideation of making it software. That would be awesome.
Yeah, it will be. It's my pleasure always, Nariman.
Thank you so much. It was really a pleasure having you. Thank you for your time. It's much appreciated. And sorry, with your work schedule, I really appreciate, we all appreciate the fact that you could still dedicate yourself and your time to us. That's great. Abu is just asking at the end, can you remind us of her background, where she works, her role, her background in computer science? Lana, do you want to, I know you don't like to talk about yourself. You're a very humble person, uh, but would you like to give them the background of what have you done to reach where you are today?
Okay. I've been working for so many years.
Especially that they didn't see you, that your camera is not on, so they're not attaching the face with the.
Uh, yeah, because I apologize for this because it's my mistake. Next time I will make sure that my camera is on. But I was my mistake, so my apologies. I will not explain, but
No problem. I'm gonna share your LinkedIn profile in the chat as
thank
well
you.
to help them see it. But know that Lana, she has a PhD. She is a PMI, ACP, PSPO, LPM, APM, ICP, ACCP. She is a product lead. She's an agilist. She's a scrum master. She's a product coach. So she has tons and tons of titles. She's highly qualified. This is her specialization. Um, and she's been working with software development and project requirements for a very, very long time. Go ahead, Lana. You can maybe answer the question
Thank
yourself
you,
as well.
Nariman. You said it much much better than I would have. So
I think they probably are going to try to connect with you on LinkedIn and reach out to you for questions every now and then. That's why they're asking.
it's my pleasure. I'm honored to be connected to you. And if you have any questions, I always try my best to answer. It might take me a couple of days, but usually I answer.
Thank you.
So don't hesitate to ask me. And if you want to reach out to me, even for Nariman, for if you have a product that you want to build later on, and for ideation and envisioning workshops, we can go through it as well.
Wonderful. Definitely. I'm going to keep that in mind. I think it'll be awesome because I remember the last workshop you did on Scrum and explaining sprints to the students during Tech Week. It was just really, really great feedback. It helped them move forward a lot. So let's hope that we could redo this again. Abu, does that answer you? Okay. Wonderful. Thank you very much. All right, then. So thank you so much, everybody. It was a pleasure. Take care, Lana, and we will stay in touch, you and I.
Thank you. Bye bye.
All right. Have a
Enjoy
good
the rest
night,
of your day.
everyone. Thank
Bye.
you so much. Okay, bye-bye.